first one was my mom, and I finally did something right at home. So that's the second, so thank you. Listen, on a Saturday night to come out and get, well, the last count I had, we had 650 plus people. This is awesome. You guys are true patriots. Appreciate the support of what you've done. People for Trump started about 3.5 years ago when we won the delegate race, and we were asked, well, Linda and I won the delegate race, and we represented the president in the convention in Ohio, Cleveland, and after we got done, people said, well, what are you going to do next? And I thought we were done. We cast the vote for the president. I thought we'd just pack it in and I'd go back to work. But people reached out and said, hey, we want more. We want you to put something together and help us lead the president to victory. So that's what we did, and we were successful. And I'll talk a little bit more later when I close this thing out, when the important people get done talking. But I just want to say this, I'm blessed to have Linda Mitchell, who's put all this together tonight. It's a 40-year, beautiful relationship where she does all the work and I get all the credit. It's wonderful. I take advantage of every chance I get. And she did put this all together tonight, so thanks to her. But really thanks to you guys for coming out on a Saturday night in cold February to hear our people and to promote the President of the United States and to get him reelected. So let me turn it back to Linda. I'll see you at the end.
I could cry. I love Donald Trump so much. Aren't we just so blessed to have him? He loves the military, and we are more than a photo op for him. He loves us as much as we love him. So thank you everyone for standing, and thank you everyone for removing your hats, removing your covers. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very, very much, and God bless America.
I don't know how many of you remember this, but when Donald Trump was here as candidate Trump, Ellen gave the Pledge of Allegiance that evening as well. Thank you, Ellen. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to introduce you to a member of our Bucks County Republican Committee. Our next presenter has also made a career locally, nationally, and internationally as an opera singer and as an artist in a wide variety of performing arts. To sing our national anthem, please welcome our own Milo Morris.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
USA. She was truly honored to be appointed by President-elect Trump to be one of the 20 members of the Pennsylvania Electoral College. As an elector, she proudly cast her vote for President Trump. And now a few words from Pat. Come on up.
Good evening, fellow deplorables. We did really great with deplorables, didn't we, last time? This is like deja vu. Ellen got up and gave the pledge. Milo sang, I spoke, Jim did. And what happened? We won! What are we going to do this time? We're going to win. Do you know why? Because we've got the best darn president we've ever had. Conventions. I've been around a while, and I've seen a lot of them. But this man made promises, he kept them. He went out around the other countries, he didn't apologize for America. He looked them in the eye and said, don't mess with the U.S. He represents our country first. Not the interest, not the swamp, nothing. He cares about us. And I can tell you, you're here for the same reason I'm here, and the thousands of other people that are around this country that believe like us. He's the best, and we've got to get him back. Yeah. Not gonna be easy. Bucks County, we did it in 2016, our congressional seat we won, but we have to do it even more this time. We've got to do it more. We've got to get out there and work like we've never worked before, because it's worth it. Look at this country now, and look what it was 4 years ago. Just think about the differences in your own personal lives. So let's get together. But in order for us to win for the president, he needs to get on the ballot. Now, you saw people today with signing back their petitions. Please, I would love for Bucks County to have the most signatures for President Trump in the entire state. Lawrence, close your ears. I see two. Seriously, if you did not sign one for President Trump, don't leave this building, please, without doing that. We want to turn in thousands and thousands from Bucks County to show them we want this man as president. We're willing to work for him. So are you ready to put your shoulders to the wheel and get out there and do our job? Are you ready to get out there and do our job? Thank you so much. Let's go with Trump.
I am one of the 7. Aaron Elmore, number 6. You should be in the Smithsonian Institution. But this Friday afternoon, I heard chanting outside my window. I went and looked, and I saw walking down the street Democrats protesting, marching with anti-Trump signs. There were 9 carrying banners. 9 in a city of 1.7 million. There are 816,000 registered Democrats, and the best they could do was 9 people. The police escort required by law was double the size of the protesters. So much for the energy of the Democratic Party, the largest Democratic registration in the state. Compare that with tonight. Look at this room. It's a Saturday night in February. Now granted, there's nothing good on TV tonight, I checked. But still, you came to this event. You made the effort. You showed up. Not 9 people with a banner, but 650 people on a Saturday night because they care about our country and our president. Our secret weapon is in full view tonight in Bucks County, and that is the enthusiasm factor. And it's generated by the president. He's the one who does it. In early December, Pat and I were in Hershey for Donald Trump's rally there. The arena was packed. Not a seat was empty. People were standing also in the front, shoulder to shoulder. It was packed. You couldn't move. If you had to go to the restroom that night, it was going to take a couple of hours. 5,000 people stayed outside in a cold, rainy night just to hear the president speak on the loudspeaker. That's the difference between us and the Democrats. And no wonder the Democrats have no enthusiasm. Look at last week for them. For 3 years, the Democrats' sole strategy to stop the re-election of the president was impeachment. That strategy failed miserably last week. And look at the last two Democratic Iowa and New Hampshire vote. The leading Democrat candidates after last week, Bernie Sanders, a socialist, and the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, population 100,000, Bucks County has 6.5 times the number of people of South Bend, Indiana. I would be depressed too if I were a Democrat. And then finally, last week, the January jobs report. 225,000 jobs added in January. The lowest unemployment rate in 50 years. The lowest unemployment rate of African Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, women, and Asians in recorded history. If Barack Obama had President Trump's record on the economy, he would have been on Mount Rushmore. The Democratic candidates for president are out of their mind if they think the American people are going to trade the successful President Trump economy for their socialism. It's just not going to happen. You don't need to hear any more words from me tonight. Our presence in this room speaks louder than any words could ever do it. And I want to end by first thanking Jim Worthington, Linda Mitchell, and everybody who put this together. The state party is proud of every one of you who is here. And I will end by saying, God save the President, and God save the United States of America. Thank you.
New York City and fighting daily to turn it red. Dion is infamously known for unfurling giant Trump 2020 banners at both Walt Disney World and Disneyland, from where he is banned for life. Mr. Cheney uses his guerrilla marketing skills and unfurls massive Trump flags and banners in sports stadiums, theaters, events, and other unfriendly venues around the country. Almost all of Dion's flag drops have been picked up by thousands of media channels and has put his Trump 2020 flags front and center in the headlines. In fact, yes, we have some Trump 2020 flags right back here. So you might want to go get your picture taken with him and the flags. Mr. Cheney is also the founder of the worldwide movement known as Operation Flag Drop. You can follow Dion and his 60,000 member Flag Drop Militia at Operation Flag Drop on Facebook. And now, without further ado, Dion Cheney.
We have to improvise here a little bit because of audio issues, but we'll make it work.
Baby, you rock.
There's a time and a place for everything, and the people who run Disney World say the happiest place on earth is not the place for political statements. But when a die-hard Trump supporter displayed his love for the president, he tells Diane McInerney that he was banned from Disney World for life.
Call it Backlash Mountain. This Disney superfan says he was banned from Disney World after raising a Trump 2020 banner on Splash Mountain.
Well, I decided that I wanted to do a photograph with as I was going over the falls. So I held my sign a couple times.
49-year-old Dion Cheney was on the popular ride when he tried to show his support for President Trump's re-election. But Disney prohibits political statements, including any flag, banner, or sign to incite a crowd.
I was greeted by about 40 Disney employees, 2 other sheriff's deputies, 6 vehicles to escort me off property and to write me a trespass warning.
Cheney, who lives on the super liberal Upper West Side of Manhattan, loves visiting Disney World in Orlando, often holding up pro-Trump signs. But this time, he got caught. Why do you do this?
And I just wanted a keepsake for myself.
That's not true. So yeah, sorry. So thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. Thanks Jim, Diane, everybody for, feel really warm welcome back to Pennsylvania. I live up in New York City, or what I like to call Zombie Land. But I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with those people up there. We have a great time together. There's them, and then there's people like us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a quick PowerPoint presentation of what I've been doing for the last 3 years, because I want to inspire one person in this room to sort of raise the bar a little bit. So what this really started with was about 2 years ago, or just after Trump won the election. It was President's Day. Of course, the liberals called it not my President's Day, and I went outside with a Trump flag in my neighborhood in Columbus Circle in New York City, and I just put it up in the air, and all of a sudden, reporters just started taking pictures of it. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. You put a Trump flag up in enemy territory, and the press is going to take pictures of it. So I'm not really used to coming to places like this with a lot of Trump supporters. Like I said, I like to sort of navigate where the enemy are, because if you go where the enemy are, for some reason the press likes it a lot. So I'm going to take you on a real quick photo journey. But I'd like to first start off with something that's very important: Sun Tzu, Art of War. Okay, it is important if you look for the outcome where you're going to win. If you want to win, follow the art of war. Now I could go over the art of war, bring war material, put yourself in a position where it makes defeat impossible and things like that. So I'm actually going to show you how I actually incorporated the art of war into flag drop. So, so that's the first women's march that we had up in New York City. It was about 300,000. It's now down to about, I think, 20,000 with the last women's march. But like I said, all you have to do is you put your flag drop, you put your flags up in the air, and then people just come to you, and then they take pictures of your flag and just get on the news, and then you go viral. So the whole idea is how to go viral in the media without spending any money whatsoever. Okay? Because that's exactly what I'm only kind of doing what Trump is really doing. Honestly, he doesn't have to spend a nickel on advertising whatsoever, because CNN, MSNBC, they all pick him up, they all say Trump, 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 Trump. So I sort of do the same thing with the flags, and it all kind of started after President's Day. I roll around Manhattan about once a week, and I put a Trump flag up, and it's like, wow, it's happening again. Everywhere I go, I put this Trump flag up, and the media starts taking pictures of me. So yeah, instantly CNN, New Yorker magazine, everywhere I go, I just put the Trump flag up, and they just sort of take pictures of it. So I did this for about a year, and then I decided, well, let's bump it up, let's kick it up a notch. So I took that flag that's over there in the corner, I took it to Yankee Stadium, and let's see what happens if I even make it bigger. All right, cool, so you get the idea. Big flag, baseball stadium, and a couple days later, Trump tweeted out, thank you for what you're doing, but Donald Jr. said something, it just burned into my brain. He said, the left no longer has exclusive rights to freedom of expression. Keep it coming, you guys rule. Okay. Okay, now it's just game on. So, marketing is an advertising strategy that focuses on a low-cost, unconventional marketing tactic that yield maximum results. So my mission in the next 4 years, now we're into year 3, is to see how many times I can get the Trump 2020 flag in the press for free, which is really equates to tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in free advertising for Donald Trump. So the Bronx Tale, the Bronx Tale. So I was actually at a Broadway show, I was at the Bronx Tale, and I had my Trump flag in my bag, and I was thinking, wow, wait a second. He said F Trump the other day on TV. I have a Trump flag. Let's see what happens. And of course it happened, right? You go out, go on Broadway, but there was one thing I never do. I try not to break the rules, but I definitely don't break the law or make people feel uncomfortable. So I waited till the curtain went down, the lights came back up, and there you go. The Trump flag was front and center for the audience to enjoy. So I was like, well, I don't like Disney, they don't like me, so let's try something else.
It was a cold and quick response at Frozen on Broadway when an audience member held up a President Trump banner during the musical's curtain call, and cast member Timothy Hughes immediately snatched it from him and threw it off stage. Crystal Sotomayor Ringhoffer was in the audience and was shocked by the unexpected theatrics.
It's upsetting because you're taken away from the cast members' moments. I mean, they work day in and day out to put on an amazing performance, and Guy wants to run up and steal the show to express his political views, which is absolutely insane.
If you stop bashing Trump, I will stop raising Trump flags on Broadway. Okay? When you stop, I'll stop. So you have that opportunity. Yeah, that was Frozen on Broadway. That was a lot of fun. And I've had some failures too. Like I'd say about 15% of everything I do fails. Like I go to a stadium and I take the flag out and I drop it and they catch me and I just put it away and I just don't talk about it. So there's a couple failures. I was actually on The View. John Kerry was on. I popped the banner up. I said Trump 2020. They cut the audio while they were taping it, even live on camera, so the audio was actually cut out. So that didn't work. But you just keep doing it every single day. So here we go to Disney. I love Disney. So yeah, so I was at Disney one day. I had my Trump flag down there. I was like, well, let's put it up on Main Street, USA, and see what happens. We'll drop the flag, see if the press picks it up. And
The Mouse House turned into Trump Tower, a massive banner hung up for all to see inside Magic Kingdom. Tonight, the man who snuck it in and put it up, telling the news station about his very visible stunt.
okay, so they could play this for a while, but during this segment, they must have said Trump 2020 50 times. So mission accomplished. All right, so 6 weeks later, I went back. So about 6 weeks later, they kicked me out temporarily. They said, don't do it again, please. Okay, so maybe. So I went back 6 weeks later and said, okay, I will not unfurl giant Trump flags at Disney World, but I will unfurl my little banner down Splash Mountain. So what happens? 30 Disney security guards, 10 Disney executives, 3 sheriff's deputies, 6 vehicles to escort me off property. Yeah, there you go. And they always say, well, at Disney, well, you know, you can't have a flag at Disney, but then I sent them 900 pictures of people that held up flags and banners at Disney World. But whatever, that's just Disney. So yeah, I made a lot more media rounds. I mean, pretty much every media channel, Trump 2020, Trump 2020. Yeah, Tucker, Saturday Night was a little bit on Saturday Night Live. But like I said, the mission here is really just to see how many times one person can get Trump 2020 into the media. Because the media is a very powerful tool if you use it correctly. And then Disneyland. So of course you're banned from Disney World. Well, it doesn't carry over to Disneyland. So go to Disneyland. Let's try it there. Did it there. Banned for life. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it to me. You know, I've 24 years. I've been an annual pass holder of Walt Disney World and Disneyland, and I don't regret it whatsoever. Because what's more important is Donald Trump winning the presidency. Sorry, life is it. But yeah, up in New York City, we have a lot of fun with the flags. You know, just drop them anywhere. People just go crazy. We have a little, I call it an instant rally and then an instant protest within about 5 minutes later. Let's see here. Okay, so about once a week, I go out in front of Trump Tower and I have a little one-man rally. And the cool thing is the one-man rally always turns into 50, 100, 250, 500 people. and we just have a really good time out there. So my point of this exercise, the whole thing is here, is like, you don't have to wait for anybody to go out to go trumpet, okay? You want to go out trumpet, just go out to a corner, put a flag up. You'll get more attention with one person than you will for 50 people. It's just something about one person that just drives people's minds crazy, as opposed to 50 people. 50 people, they think it's a threat, so they won't really come up to you. But if you're just one person, they'll just act very differently, and they will take a lot of pictures of you, put you on Twitter, put you on Instagram, then you thank them. Okay, so the hand banners, created the hand banners, the Keep America Great banner just after the election. The hand banners are great, love them. You can shop at Trump2020swag.com to find those hand banners. But I'm just going to whip through this real quick, some of the things I've done in the last few years, just a sort of a montage. And then I said the same thing. So now I go to baseball stadiums, because baseball stadiums, for some reason, they don't kick me out. So I've been to 7 baseball stadiums, dropped the flags, and they're good. Not kicked out of the MLB, so I'm just going to keep doing it next year too. Phillies, big time. So anyway, I'm gonna be faster. So about 6 months ago, I was accused of attacking a transgender in Manhattan. So let's see if you decide if I attack this transgender. Sorry, but I think it's really healthy that you guys actually see this kind of stuff. Actually, this kind of stuff happens to be about once every 2 weeks. Once every 2 weeks. But this one was actually caught on tape, and she was a star from the TV show Pose, right? India Morton. So yeah, I was accused of attacking somebody who was actually robbing my Trump stuff right across the street from Trump Tower. And then bigger, so we'll just go bigger. So these are actually my small flags. These guys here, these are my little guys. These are my little guys. So now we have 50 feet, 75, 100 footers. We actually have the world's largest Trump flag is now flying over Staten Island. That's on 100, that's the picture there on the left. That's a 75-foot flag, it's hanging on a 150-foot pole. And turn them down. And just some other stuff that I've done, random things. And this was just a couple weeks ago. Yeah, very proud of that. Scott, you were there. People there, some friends, you know, they were doing the Never Trump thing a couple weeks ago, so we just went out and we countered it. Bigger is better. So, the thing I really want to talk about is joining Operation Flag Drop, because what I call Operation Flag Drop is the playbook, the Patriots playbook. You know, how to flag drop, how to do it right, you know, how to get a lot of media attention, things like that, because that's all we really want you to do. Just go out there, drop a flag, get the people to take Twitter, Instagram, and, you know, make it go viral. So these are just some of the pictures. We have 60,000 members and about 15,000 pictures that people put up to Operation Flag Drop. Not a lot of garbage, just a lot of fun pictures of people doing flag drops all over the country. And then Operation Towel Drop. This is a very, very special friend of mine, Diane Ventura, who started an organization. So it's kind of like a flag drop, only it's a towel. And if you buy this towel from Diane at thetrumptowel.com, all the proceeds will go to Gold Star Families. And that's it, primary mission accomplished. Where's next? So yeah, we're gonna have a big year. Huge year.
USA! Folks, thank you so much for being here on a Saturday night. Could you believe it? So many amazing things you could be doing tonight, especially in this area this time of year. But you're here tonight not because of you love the president. I love the media, by the way. They call us, they say, well, you're a cult. You're the cult of the Trump 45 cult. I said, it's not about the president of the United States. It's not about Donald Trump. It's about Donald Trump fighting for this country. And it's about people putting country first for the first time in a long time. And every single one of you in this room tonight is doing that. Jim Worthington is doing that. Lawrence Tavis is doing that. All the other speakers here, they're doing that tonight. They're putting, we don't need to do this kind of stuff. Believe me, my wife's here tonight. She's like, sweetheart, could we do literally anything else other than, you know, some political event tonight? It's Valentine's Day weekend, but it's okay because last night I took her out. It was really great. She's fine. We're good. We took her out, and so, and I'm buying her up next week. I'm taking her skiing, so don't worry. But seriously, I work for One American News. Have you guys seen One American News? Thank you, I appreciate that. And it's amazing that people tell me, they say, I ask them, I say, what do you like about One American News? And I ask people tonight, I kind of informally poll people, and I've been on the road quite a bit lately. I think I've done 8 of the president's last rallies in a row since, probably Hershey, actually, Hershey was the first one. I've been to the Midwest, I've been to Michigan, I've been out to Toledo, Ohio, I've been down to Florida, West Palm Beach. I know, really terrible, really terrible. And then all the way up to Manchester. We were in New Hampshire recently, and then we're going out to Colorado next week. That's the skiing I talked about earlier. And Wildwood, of course. Ready? Was anybody here out in Wildwood? 1,000 people sleeping out overnight in Wildwood. I've never seen anything like it. It's bigger than a rock band, right? It's more than a rock star because it goes deeper than that. It speaks to something that everybody believes on a cultural level, a national level, some cases even a spiritual level, because I do think there's a lot of that going on. And I am a Catholic, and I'm not afraid to admit that I do believe in God. And when I see so many people in Washington, D.C., when I see 100,000 people showing up to fight for the right to life at the March for Life, you just know that God is in the Hallelujah to that, right? So it's amazing to see that when I talk to people, and when I ask them about One American News, I say, what do you like about us? You know, what is it you different? And they said, we like that you just tell the truth. We like that, could you just give us the truth about what's going on in this country? Don't give us any spin. Don't give us any of the anger, the outrage. We're very very.
So, hold on, I gotta get the swag bag. I wanna do a few things here, don't mind me, hold on. Okay. So I had a whole speech I was gonna give, and I think I should Nancy Pelosi that crap. Okay, we're gonna go off the top. So no more, I'm just gonna go off the top. So I decided we should instead play a game. It's gonna be fact or fiction. And the first one, I'll give you a spoiler alert. It's a fact. I've been talking to everyone in this room tonight, and taking pictures and getting to know you all, and the fact of the matter is, and I'm not making this up, I think it's tested and an algorithm and studied, that Republicans are better looking than Democrats. And if I look around this room, I say it with me, fact! And it's true. So that's fact number 1. Fact number 2 is I'm gonna take a selfie, because who doesn't like a selfie with all of you guys? So hold on, let me get my phone all set up. All right. Hold on, let me turn it around. Everybody, I need some smiles over here. Let me see. I love it. All right, let me get this side. Hands in the air there for me. All right, one more over there. All right. Another fact is that all of this social media stuff that we think is hard to figure out, contentious and difficult to navigate is important. Our president taught us that. That's part of the reason why he was elected, because Twitter is how he talks to us every day. Some people hate it, some people love it. And I digress a little bit. The 2 questions people ask me like every day, because I was on The Apprentice, are 1, what was he like in real life? And I'll tell you, he's exactly the same. Exact. But he's just a little funnier. So that's the only thing you're missing, and it's only like this much different. And the second one is can you get him to stop tweeting? And I say, why the hell would I ever do that? This is what we want. We have the voice of the president right here with us. And that's why we all went out and voted for him. But back to the point about social media, it matters. So if you guys aren't on we all have Facebook mostly, get on Twitter. And start cultivating accounts, and get on Instagram. Very important. The young people love Instagram, and we all need to engage with these people that are 18, 19, 20, 21, because their vote matters. And all these kids are getting indoctrinated with is the liberal media and colleges and high schools that don't have our back. So start cultivating these accounts. Get on your Instagram, follow people like me, all these people. Jack, if you're not following Jack, you're missing out majorly. He is always on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, posting very profound and important of the moment things. And through him, you will find other people that can cultivate this following, and you will understand more every day. I know, I learn from him every day. Great person to follow. So get on social media. And Jim and I spoke about this the other day. We think we kind of have this in the bag. That's another fact, right? We're like, oh, Mini Mike, Hillary's back. Like, who cares? We kind of think we have it in the bag, and I tend to agree that that's a fact also. But let's not get lazy and complacent. Let's get out and vote in the primary, you know? We gotta vote in these primaries to show the Democrats, like, we're here. It doesn't matter, but hell, we're here anyway. So get out and vote. And in November, don't just think it's in the bag, I'm not gonna vote. Take someone with you. Look, I know we live in a place where people don't like us. It's contentious, we become fearful. We have to, this is not a world of politics. I'm just gonna do we're not just dipping our toe in this stuff anymore. We're all in, we're diving in. Because if we don't, then what value system do we have? Let's dive in, take Republicans with us on election day, and all vote together. All right, let's do some more facts and then we'll have some fun. Just like a few facts. So let's see. Fact or fiction? The Democrats are the party of women. I'm gonna call that fiction. Fiction. The liberals are actually liars. Because do you guys remember when Hillary went on TV and talked about white women and how she doesn't do well with white women? And I see a lot of women of all ilk in here, okay? I don't care what color your skin is. But she said that we only voted for President Trump because our husbands told us to. Okay, first of all, my husband isn't even here, so I ain't listening to him. He's a Republican anyway, or else would be divorced, FYI. Just saying. But I don't know any of you in this room, women, that look too scared of your husbands. Okay, you voted for President Trump because you wanted to vote for President Trump. We are strong women. We are not shy women. We are not fearful women, and we are the party of women. Because we already know President Trump, what has he done for unemployment rates in women? Under 3% since he's been in office. Like, face it, women are working. And it's not just these scary white women that listen to their husbands. It's women of every color that are doing better in terms of their employment. And, oh, by the way, wait, I have another one. Oh, I forgot about this, it was so good. Remember when Joe Biden said to the woman about whatever it was, the caucus? He called her a lying, dog-faced pony soldier. I'm sorry, first of all, like, I don't mean to sound like an airhead, but what is that? And second of all, if President Trump said that to a woman, holy Moses, Jesus, and every other person in the world, he would be a misogynist to the 10th degree. But because it's Sleepy Creepy Joe 30330, it's like perfectly okay. So yeah, that's the party of women, Hillary and Joe. And let's just see, I think I had a few more stats for you. Under our president, American women in poverty fell by nearly 600,000. Fact. Another little fact. Child tax credit was doubled to $2,000 per child under President Trump. Fact. So there we go. With the women, we have it covered. Yet another fact. The Republicans are the party of women. True. Right? I was going to wear my Women for Trump hat tonight, but I forgot it. But I was promised a sign, I think. And what about the Democrats say that they're the party that loves America? Wait a second, so you go to football games and like kneel when our military personnel are up there and the flag is up there? None of us are kneeling. We're reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. It's so disgusting how they disrespect the men and women that have served our country. How do they say they love America? They don't. Keep America great again. I love that. Under President Trump, he rebuilt the military. He gave them $1.5 trillion. Point number one, fact. Point number two, $200 billion to the VA, fact. And point number three, hello, we just created Space Force. If that doesn't show you love America and our military, then what does? A new branch of the military, the first since 1947. And people try to play that down like space isn't important. It's almost like a whole world up there with other countries that have satellites looking over us every day. We are going to be the one to take that over and make it better. Another fact, we love America. We support the troops. We take care of our veterans. And what about hard work? Why? The liberals say they're the hard-working party. Wait. Hold on. They want reparations. Okay? Where is that coming from? My pocket, your pocket, because we have jobs. They spend other people's money. They want to get people $1,000 with no strings attached just to see how it goes. Well, where's that coming from? They want free college. Well, My father worked really hard so he could help me afford college. Nothing was free, and you know what? Every day that I was there, I appreciated that, and I worked hard because I knew I had someone helping me in my corner, and I was taking care of it and paying for it ourselves. I didn't get a handout. So I think the hard work really comes under us. So under Trump, ready? 2.4 million households discontinued. They weren't forced off.
Not up here to compete with our speakers because I'm not what you would call a public speaker by trade. But I do want to say a couple things. First of all, the first question I always get is President Trump coming back to, by the way, this is not the NAC, this is the Newtown Sports Training Center. I get in trouble with the 12,000 members up there that think I'm hosting the president, but that's the question I get. And I've got some confirmation from the most important man in the state, Lawrence Tavis, that if and when he needs to come back to southeastern Pennsylvania, he'll be right here in this building. So it pays to have friends like Lawrence because he can make that happen. When that does, and if it does happen, it'll be a last minute. You know, we had him here on a Friday night back in 2015 in October, and we got the call Wednesday night at 9 p.m. that he was going to be here a day and a half later. So when it happens, it's going to happen quick, so make sure you get online and gobble up those tickets. I wish there was a way to find out, maybe there is a way that we can see that the people that are here tonight get first dibs on those tickets. Since it's my building, I think I might be able to pull that off. So let me just say this, and then I'll close it up. First of all, we're going to be here for a little while. The doors aren't going to close to at least 11. You want to hang around, talk. If some of the speakers want to go over there by the Trump sign and get some more pictures, you're welcome to do that. In regards to what we need you to do. Okay, so that's what this is really about, by the way. I bribed you guys into coming tonight. I gave you food, I gave you drinks, we took a lot of pictures, I let you hear a lot of great people tonight, but it was all just to get you here. It was kind of a quid pro quo, so to speak. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Nothing's free in life, right? We need people to volunteer. We need people to sign those petitions in the back tonight. We need everybody here to get on a list to either phone call people, knock on doors, or get people to register to vote. I'm probably in a minority, well, I don't want to say I'm in a minority. I think Erin touched on, we had dinner the other night and I mentioned to her, and I've been lucky, I've had a lot of really cool people that I've had access to the last 4 years. And as recently as 3 weeks ago, I had Karl Rove at my house, and I think most of you know who he is. And, you know, Republican strategist and worked in the Bush administration. I said to him offline, we had about 20 people there, I said, Karl, I'm concerned about this election, because the bottom line is Trump people believe that he can do no wrong, that everything he does is great, and that there's no way he can lose an election, because everything he has done has been great. And the country is much better, right? Everybody can agree to that. That's the good news. The bad news is a bunch of people on the other side that think the exact opposite. And when you start thinking that we got this in the bag because we know what he's done and we believe in him, that's when I think we run into trouble. So I mentioned that to Mr. Rove, and he said, Jim, that's not only a problem in your congressional district, because I was talking about the folks here. He said that's the problem across the country. The people believe so much in him, they don't want to believe that he can lose. The fact of the matter, he told me, and I know what you guys are going to think, that out of the 50 polls at that time 3 weeks ago, he, against just about every candidate that was conceivably could win on the Democratic side, that he was behind in each and every one of them. And I know you're going to say, hey, the polls lie, and look what happened to Hillary, but I think Lawrence and Pat and some of the people over here can confirm this. Going in that last week, Hillary Clinton should have won that election. She laid down the last 3 or 4 days. She didn't go to the places she needed to go. The fact of the matter, she was in Philadelphia on Sunday night with who the hell was the singer she was with? John Bon Jovi, in an area that she was going to win whether she was there or not. And Trump was crisscrossing across the United States, hitting every state, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, outworked her the last 3 days, and that's where the victory came. So that's my message to you folks. You think that he's got it in the bag? Well, the reality is we don't know what's going to happen a month from now, 6 months from now, 3 days before the election. So here's the deal, exactly. Here's the deal. We are in the #1 contested, most sought-after congressional district in the United States. We're in the congressional first. There was $30 million spent in 2018 on a midterm congressional race between Brian Fitzpatrick and Wallace, which was the 5th most money in the history of congressional races ever spent in a midterm 2 years ago. That tells you how important this congressional district is. And by the way, the money's going to be coming back even heavier this time. Linda and I have an opportunity. We're down in Washington quite a bit. And we had a lunch or breakfast with House Ways and Means Chairman Richie Neal on Thursday morning. He's a Democrat. Let me tell you how bad it is out there, even on their side. He's a 32-year congressman, and the Democrats are going to primary him. And he's the House with somebody further left than he is. That tells me they're crazy right now. And because this guy is actually one guy that's a moderate Democrat that you can work with. When you know that kind of venom out there, it should concern us. It should concern us right here in the congressional first. So here's the bottom line. We're the firewall. I don't know if you know this. We are the only congressional district in southeastern Pennsylvania that was red. That we have a congressman representing us. The only one. So we are the firewall. That being said, that's even more of a reason for them to dump more money, more energy, more work into here to beat us, right? Because they want to turn all of the Southeast blue. And it's up to us to stop it, you people in the room. So here's what we need to do. You need to go, before you leave tonight, you need to go over to the petitions, you need to sign them. You need to go over and sign up to be one of the workers, one of the People4Trump workers. People will go out and volunteer their time. If you can't knock on doors, make phone calls at home. Everybody's got a phone. You got one with you tonight. Start making calls. You could get people to register to vote. What I would suggest not to do is engage people. Got it? What I advise you not to do is utilize your energy negatively. Wasting time trying to convince someone that doesn't share your views and argue with them, whether it be on Facebook or in person, is a damn waste of time. That's not going to work. You know what's going to work? Us getting our people out to vote. The GOTV, get out the vote, is what's going to make the difference. We have enough believers out there. Case in point, the last election this past November, many of the Republicans sat home. So in our congressional district in Bucks County, we lost a lot of seats. Why? Because people just didn't feel like getting off their couches. That's the problem. There's a bunch of people that voted for Donald Trump in 2016 that haven't voted since for Republican people. We need them to get out and vote. And we got to make sure that nobody believes it's in the bag. So you got to sign up to register tonight, and the last thing I'm going to request from you is this. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little disappointed. I checked my phone tonight, just a few minutes ago. There was very few online donations to our People for America PAC. Now let me just say this, and don't get mad at me when you say this. I say this, but I'm going to be honest. I got a lot better things to do on a Saturday night. No offense to you guys. That I could be doing other than coming here, and likewise you, but I believe in the cause. And you need to walk the walk, and you can't just talk. Money is going to be a big significant part of this. All the money we raise for this campaign is directed just at the president's reelection. His reelection, nobody else. Not a delegate, not a congressman, nobody. For somebody not to be able to give $5 or $10 to this thing, I'd be disappointed. Now, Linda and I are going to work our ass off. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to be bringing more people in. We're going to organize the volunteers. We're going to have all kinds of things going on. But you're the wind behind my sails and Linda's sails. We are not going to be able to be motivated and do this without your help. Some of you have, in this room, have chipped in. Many of you have registered to volunteer, but nowhere near what we need. Nowhere near. You know, you can take a look to your right or left and see, probably you wonder, did that person sign up to volunteer? That person signed the petition. That person said $5 in it. That's what's going to make the difference. Trust me, this is not even remotely close to being in the bag. And I'll tell you, people dream to be in the big game. Everybody wants to be in the big game. I wanted to be in the big game when I played in high school and college. Everybody wants to be in the big game. You are in the big game. You are in the most sought after congressional district in the country. You're in the game. Let's play it to freaking win. All right? Let's get it done. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming out tonight.
All right, I couldn't say it any better. I wouldn't even try. That was very inspiring. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, everyone, to all of our speakers tonight. Thank you. Yes, let's show them some love.